Nice to see Courtney. I
So
know.
I'll introduce you. So um, Elena is our rep for Corded.io, and she's just been a real asset, and actually probably the reason that I made the partnership commitment to have a brand account or a whatever we call it, right? An enterprise account or whatever. But really, the focus is going to be on training how to use the system. It's a fairly simple system when you look at it, but the processes and the daily activities are not simple. And so getting in the habits of using the system in that regard, and then really diving into the search capabilities of it to narrow down these lists, right? I have, I don't know what we have, 8 or 9 MLSs in there now. So there's literally like 1,000, what do we have? 115,000 people in my database now or something ridiculous, right?
Yes, you have a lot.
And so that's okay because that's my system. Your system won't look the same as you get courted. We have 276,000 agents in my system now. And so from a coaching perspective and a track boss perspective, this is why we want partners throughout the nation. Imagine when we get every agent in the nation potentially in our system, right? That's cool. For events, that's cool for communication and friendships and all the things. So that's the cool part of this. But with no further ado, Elaine, thanks for being here with us and representing Corded specifically. If anybody signs up, they'll go through you, right? You'll connect with them and help them get signed up into the Attract Boss system, and then the trainings we'll be putting on a weekly basis to help them move the needle and put this to use because it's not free. There's a cost. It's about the same as Market View Broker, but the data is literally 10x. I mean, the data is 10 times better than anything I've seen. Plus, you don't have to belong in every one of those MLSs. We have somebody without even an active real estate license that is in our program that is making calls to agents, and that's totally doable in our system, which is cool. So, with that, let me turn it over to you. Talk about what you want to talk about. I think the big thing is let's take them from kind of a high level into some of the activities that Corded's going to have available, and then make sure we leave 5 or so minutes at the end for any questions. And you can also chat questions in the chat. You could raise your hand if you want. I think chat's probably better. I'll make sure I monitor it, and we'll help you guys answer all the questions along the way.
Awesome. Thank you, Randy, for the intro. Just some background on Corded. We are a team of about 20 or so based in New York City, and the product exists and came to be
New York City.
New York
I
City.
still can't stop that. Whatever that advertising campaign was for chili years ago, it worked great. Sorry.
So our CEO and co-founder, he actually led expansion for Compass back in the day. And so through his experience of opening offices 2 through 45, recruiting 1,500 agents, he just thought like, man, there's really no great way to understand who's producing the way I want them to be and when's the right time to reach out to them. Because if you're a large producer, you have a lot of active pending listings. So Corded was built to solve that problem exactly. It was built to identify both agent movement and growth prior to it happening. And the way that we get our data is directly from the MLS. So we have agreements with, I believe, 132 MLSs where they provide us the managing broker back office feed. The really great part of EXP, one of the great parts of EXP is that through our relationship with them, the state brokers have actually said, yes, we have signed off and we'll give access to anyone within EXP to get the data for our MLS, our market. I can share the list of live MLSs with you today. So if you're in California, you have interest in recruiting in Detroit, no problem, totally available to you today.
Well, let's
And
talk about how big of a deal that is actually, because I'm telling you, I've been in the recruiting space for 7 full-time years now as a full-time coach. And like me, I had 5 MLSs I belonged to, five. And I had to pay 100, $200 a month for every one of those MLSs, plus the annual NAR fees and all these things. It was costing me about 10 grand a year to get data, right? Just to get the data. And then you had to shut the MLS off, jump to another one. It was, and I had to join all those. So it's a big, big deal having you guys available to EXP like you are.
absolutely. And just for a brief snapshot, I hope you guys can see this. I'm less
Yeah.
familiar with Zoom than I am. I'll download this and send it to you, but you'll see we have coverage. I mean, we have coverage in Alaska. We're in 2 Arkansas boards. We're live in pretty much every single state, with the exception of Hawaii, um, North Dakota, and we're launching Sioux Falls in South Dakota soon. So this is totally public data available for
And
you.
Sacramento and the Willamette Valley soon.
Yes, Willamette Valley soon and MetroList hopefully one day. We'll see.
Yeah. Holding our breath.
I know that California is a place that a lot of people have access to.
Yeah.
I'm starting in my settings. So when you have access to Corded, in the top right-hand corner, this is pretty much your North Star. It's going to get you to view the office that you have set to yourself. The value of this is you can see who's closed a deal yesterday with an agent at that EXP. You can see who's recently joined and congratulate them and make conversation with them. You can also just view the whole entire office or the brand as a whole to understand, well, where is it that EXP has seen success recruiting, and how can we really capitalize on the momentum, recruiting's momentum game? So I'm gonna actually start here.
And can I talk about that real quick? You mentioned the closings as of yesterday with EXP. That's a co-broker relationship. You can assume the co-broker role, even though the other EXP agent may not be doing it. Meaning that I'm with EXP, Elena's with Compass, we close a transaction together. On your hot sheet, it will say a transaction closed with a co-broker, somebody else that's at EXP. Somebody can call and say, Elena, congratulations, you closed 123 Banana Street with it looks like Randy Bird over at EXP. Hey, I'm in EXP. I wanted to talk to you about some of the things that we do. And, it looks like you did a great job with that. Do you mind if we talk about some of the opportunities here at EXP? That becomes a warm call because you're talking about the property, how much it closed for, the agent. You've got all the details to now have a warm conversation as opposed to, my name's Randy. You've never heard of me before, but I was curious. Have you ever heard of EXP? Right? That's a big deal. So that's why we really like focusing on these kind of topics.
So I'm going to take a step back. We're going to look at exactly what it is that Randy just said. On the left here, this is how I'm able to get to different modules in search. When I go to not brand or office, but agent search, it's going to lend me, I have 1.6 million agents. This is all reflective of the MLSs that you're associated with. When I go into filters, I can define exactly who it is I want to see, whether it's someone that previously worked at EXP and their business is down. It's another probably highly convertible list, and you're speaking to them about something that, again, they're familiar with. But as I scroll down here to mutual connections, I can highlight just those individuals that in the last 90 days have worked on the other side of the deal with an EXP California agent.
Love it.
$10 billion are represented by nearly 1,000 agents. And as I toggle this most recent mutual connection column, it was on the 14th that a lot of agents saw these deals close. And I'll pick on someone here like Ying, who's high potential to move, and on the 14th, close a deal with an EXP agent. Everything we need to know about Ying. But the awesome part is this connections. It's going to show me my points of leverage. Ying knows Daniel. Daniel's with EXP, and 4 months ago, they worked on a deal together. But more recently than that, 4 days ago, Jennifer had the listing and Ying brought the buyer to her listing. It was on the market for 70 days and went for more than asking. You don't have to know that it was Ying and Jennifer that closed the deal together because Compose AI knows that. This is our ChatGPT, but it's built specifically on MLS data, speaking to your connection to that agent.
Did you guys see what happened with a click of a button? It put together an email with the address, with all the information, with how many transactions she's closed, what her volume is, the whole deal.
She worked with Jennifer
It's incredible.
at this 6523 Crescendo Court. Ying has closed 12 transactions and has a sales volume of 12.8 million in the last year. Again, I can look at that on their profile.
Right.
This is where Sean was doing all that research. This gives you time back in your day, lets you still have well-researched, effective, efficient conversations with these agents, but in the click of a button.
100%. And I want to disclaimer, we have to coach you how to set some of these things up to, I mean, she clicked a button, but she has custom instructions. She has some things in there that we've developed from a coaching perspective. It will do stuff automatically, but we can really fine tune it. Like I didn't want it saying, for instance, hey, I noticed you just did a deal with Elena at EXP. So we could put a thing that says, do not use the co-broker's name. And it just automatically removes that from your emails. That's what I'm talking about when I say coaching, right? This is where we're going to help you really fine tune this stuff. And between Elena and myself, we're going to really help you dial this in.
To Randy's point, I saved a custom instruction that says don't name the co-broke agent. It's not saying, hey, Ying, I saw you worked with Jennifer. It's saying one of our agents.
Yep, exactly. It's brilliant. I love it. And that's been the most valuable tool I've found so far. And it works, by the way, in texting, emailing also.
Texting, email, phone call scripts.
Yeah, and phone, right.
Randy, are you sending emails or
I've
your
sent probably
step
12.
one?
I've sent probably 12 because I'm still tweaking the algorithm for the custom instructions to get it to say what I want quickly. And I'll talk to you about that, but I'm kind of bouncing around a little bit. Once I get the custom instructions down, I'll be able to send them out more en masse. But right now I'm having to tweak everyone a little bit to my satisfaction. But the reality is it's amazing. It works very, very well. I'm using this very much. So I'm doing AI. I might have to do it once or twice, and then I'm doing the copy button in the top right, and I'm just copying it right into my email, or you can set up Gmail to automatically go through Corded.
I have my Gmail set up. So what that looks like is when I click that agent's email
Yeah.
address, boom, Gmail window.
Yep.
They reply, it's coming to my inbox directly, and it's being sent from my email domain. It's not being sent from Corded123. It's being sent from Elena at Corded.io. Same way Randy's is being sent from Randy
Yep.
at his email.
This is just an unfair tool, is the bottom line. This was designed. Let me give you a little background, not to steal your thunder, but Corded, from my experience, you can correct me wherever I'm wrong. When we first looked at this, it was thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and it was made for brokerages. Nobody else could afford it. And then EXP, through Kendall and some other people, negotiated with them at a corporate level for all of EXP to have access and to get the price point down. Started at $1,000 a month. And then it came down where it was around 500 a month, I think, is kind of where the conversation was when I got involved. And then it went to $250 a month. So it's really incredible. You guys are getting this kind of data from the perspective of a brokerage that has 1, 2, 3, 400 agents is the only one that afforded this data in the past.
Randy, you're correct.
I'm good. I'm glad I'm
You're
correct.
good. You're good.
I make shit up as I go, but I'm correct.
And
So
I will
that's why I'm
say
so excited about it.
there's a really great, I'm a huge Inman reader. Craig Rowe is a huge Corded fan. I'll share in the chat with you a link to he just updated his Corded review, I think on January 31st, and he calls Corded, quote, near business critical.
Oh, wow. And who's that again?
Craig Rowe.
Craig Rowe. Okay, cool.
So
I've heard of him.
yes, he's huge Inman writer. And we were searching ourselves one day and we came across the article.
Yeah, I
And
love
I'll
it.
just send it in the chat right now so you can all have it. But he calls it near business critical. Okay, I'll send it in the chat once I'm done
Yeah,
sharing.
that'd be great. And I'll put it out to the Corded people so they have it. And then who's the founder of Corded again?
The founder is Sean Sean Soderstrom. Soderstrom.
Awesome. Soderstrom. I've met Sean, super great guy. Really impressed. He's a young tech whippersnapper, he looks like.
Yes.
He's not a
And
whippersnapper compared to me, but
then our data team, our three co-founders used to co-lead the residential practice at McKinsey. So
wow.
they breathe this stuff.
Yeah, that's
For
amazing. What shows that it's somebody that's been in this space before.
absolutely.
Cool,
We
cool.
found Yang because Yang had worked with an EXP agent. I sent an email to Yang. Now what? Ying is someone who it's logged automatically. I had reached out to them today on the 17th. This agent's status is going to change for me. And huge emphasis here to assign these agents to yourself. If Randy calls someone and I call them today, maybe it makes us look like we're not well researched or we're just doing duplicate work. But now that I've assigned Ying to myself, if we were to go back to this agent search and still look at all of the agents that have closed a deal with us in the last 3 months, but now I
Uh-huh.
want to see people that are unassigned and have no status. They're net new agents. Ying is no longer on this list.
Oh
But
yeah.
the place I find Yang and how I can keep track of those that I've connected with is here in Recruit. When I go to my pipeline, I have my default set to just show who it is that I'm assigned to. If Jason and I are, co-leading a recruitment effort, I can now track who's assigned to both myself and Jason, and these metrics are going to be different. Who have we scheduled a meeting with? Who have we held a meeting with? Can sort by all of these things here in status or apply a few filters. But I think Corded really differentiates itself. You guys are in real estate. I don't even know how many times a day you're saying, stop, unsubscribe. I don't want to hear from you. But if someone reached out to you when you just had a new listing or a deal you're working on just went pending, it's like, okay, this is relevant
Yeah.
and worth engaging. When I look at my pipeline real estate activity, we're allowing you to do just what I had mentioned. Reach out to agents who you have a relationship with because they're in your pipeline when it matters most. So if I want to hone in on agents that have new listings and close transactions and that know who I am because I've either met with them or I'm planning to meet with them, it's going to show me people like Kristen, who on Valentine's Day, she closed this transaction. So it's not like, nice to meet you, my name's Elena. Instead, it's like, hey, Kristen, I told you I was going to care about you if you were to join my organization. Let me preach that, preach what you practice, or practice what you preach. And I'm going to just quickly send a message to her about her sale at 7805 South Juniper Place. When I hover on the right here, I have the option to email. I have the option to make a phone call or get a phone call script or this little text message. And when it comes time to actually reach out to Kristen, minimally, I can just, pick up my phone, type in her number here, or I can just click her phone number. If I have my messaging set up on my Mac, it's just going to link me to my iMessage. And it's going to also log that now, the most recent time Kristen and I had an interaction was on the 17th when I had texted her this. I can see that it was in December that I had added her to my pipeline, and I'm not having to have a Google spreadsheet and check my email and go through my text. This is now serving as my single source of truth. Who am I in communication with? When was I in communication with them? And when does it make sense to reach out to them based off their real estate activity, which is all shown to you right here in that pipeline.
Love it.
Courtney,
So if you were to do the text straight through your computer, that comes through, what number does it show up? Or did you say you're copying it and doing it from your phone?
so I don't have texting set up on my computer because I would text all day. But if I did and I clicked this agent's phone number, if you're on a Mac, it's going to bring you to
Uh-huh.
your iMessage
Oh, okay, I see.
pending from you.
Okay, great.
And if
Perfect.
you're
And on a Mac, what about on a desktop? Can you make it where it's integrating either with our Lofty CRM through Zapier or something? Do you know?
Yes. So I
That's
just
a
went
selfish
to
question.
here, resources, and then I went to this folder, and if you type in device, there's this article called Setting Up Corded on Your Devices.
Where
And
did you
as
start at? Sorry. We have the
no problem.
recording, but
So my North Star, when I
oh,
go to
okay.
resources,
Yep.
it's going to pull me to all of these great help articles. And the one that I'm looking at is it's called Setting Up Corded on Your Devices. So if I type in device, here I can go to texting setup, and we're going to walk you through texting on a Mac or texting
Awesome.
on a PC, linking you to a couple of options to set it up both ways.
I love it. Does Corded act like a CRM where it has a smart number you could buy and things like that and operate in the system?
It does not.
Okay,
Um,
that's good actually. I was hoping there's some people that are looking for a CRM. This
mm,
could be used as a CRM as I see it, but it's mostly an export in my opinion. So do you have a Zapier connection that would move data automatically, do you know?
we have an API field
Okay.
and it's one-way communication. So you can push data from Corded to a third party, but if
Yeah,
you're unable to pull data from that external server into Corded,
that's
um,
okay. I only
the
want it
MLS
one
is,
directional.
yep. And then by the end of Q1, we will have a fully built out integration with a CRM that's pretty widely used.
Interesting. And you don't want to say that name yet.
I can say it. Close,
Closed? I'm not familiar with it. Okay.
CLOZE.
CLOZE?
Correct.
Okay, close. Okay. Close CRM coming quarter two.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Cool, cool. All right, awesome. Man, it's been amazing already. I love this. The power of this is pretty special. So maybe a couple more minutes and then we'll make sure we open it for questions. We're going to do this every week, by the way. And I'm operating in Corded myself. Courtney, some of the other leaders are as well. So we're going to have a lot of testing that we're doing, right? A lot of challenging the system to see what it can do, what it's capable of. And here's my version of this. You have the 30, we're going to coach in fundamentals, right? So you can actually have the system and make it work, not just have it because it sounded good on the day you signed up for it, because it's a 1 year commitment. It's a commitment. But put into action the 30 candidates a day is a great daily list to either email, text, or phone call through that list, number one, and then being very targeted in your market. In my opinion, one of the greatest things you can do is build to events, right? We're really focused on building to events now. So this list is allowing us to target 1 to 3 million producers, or 3 to 7, or 10 and above, depending on the event we're having. Imagine having a list that you can immediately export of anybody that's closed a transaction with EXP in the last 90 days, 60 days, 120 days, a year, whatever, and then say we're doing this event on how to get more listings, or how to, maybe you focus on buyers and you talk about how to get more listings, whatever it may be. That's, I think, where the power of this CRM is going to come into play.
I know Randy's a huge fan of ported candidates. This is our Amazon or Spotify. It's an algorithm that, based off your definitions of location and agent persona, maybe I have a huge value prop to work with newer agents that are already kind of large producing. So 1 to 3 years, $4 to $12 million in San Ramon. Without you thinking, every day we're going to say, hey, here's 30 people that we think are a good recruit, whether it be simply they have nothing active or pending. That's our ready to move category. Maybe it's that their current brokerage is seeing either a lot of sales volume
You
or
can remove EXP from your search easily as well.
yes, very easily as well. And then just one last thing, because Randy mentioned it, I want to just make sure you guys can understand how to kind of mine for those subsets of agents to invite to an event. So I'm going to go back to agent search. And if I want to focus on agents who are mostly buy side agents that aren't with EXP today, and maybe they're not with a different EXP as well, so I'll exclude EXP as a whole. If I want buy side agents that in the last 12 months have done maybe 4 or more closed transactions, or 5 or more, and they've been in the industry for less than 4 years, this is going to now pull a list of buyers agents. You can say, hey, you're doing a great job on the buy side. Let's, like, are you interested in getting more listings for yourself? How can we help you diversify your skill set as an agent? Here are huge groups of agents.
That's your whole CRM though.
Yes, look at near my office now in
But if
California.
this was a webinar, you could effectively have a database of 100,000 agents that you're marketing to if you're promoting a large webinar or anything like that geographically, you know.
Absolutely. And then to download these lists, in the top right-hand corner of pretty much every single search page you're looking at, we have an export. So it downloads a CSV file for you. You can have up to 1,000 contact records in it at one time. It'll drop everything you need to know about this agent, their contact information, last time that you looked at them, etc. But this can be uploaded anywhere you'd like. You can then do those bulk invitations, drip campaigns, and run them in the background. Awesome.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Thank you. Any questions? I know a lot of information. We recorded it, whether you watch it live or watch it later, we'll put it into the group. There's many of you that are already in Courted and partnered with us. So we appreciate that. And again, it's not a money-making opportunity. It's a partnership just to help each other grow through this. I think, at max, I think we make $50 on some of the accounts. It's not a money generating thing, and we don't charge for the coaching. So it's really just a partnership to all ships rise with the rising tide type thing. We're going to get better together. So Courtney, yes, ma'am.
Where do you find the agents that you're doing the thumbs up by? Like I've been liking them, but now I don't know where they are.
Sure. So I'm gonna like Minaj. And when I come into recruit and I go to my liked agents,
Oh.
thumbs Minaj, if I look at all the agents I've liked are here.
Yeah.
This is
Okay. That was easy. I must have just totally not seen it.
no problem.
So another tool that I'm using, and Elena, you're happy to tell me I'm doing something wrong, because I guarantee there's going to be things I'm doing wrong. But if you can go to an agent, any specific agent, just pick an agent. What I'm using is the folder up next to the blue thumbs up. I'm clicking that folder, and you can make your own watch lists. So I have watch lists like for cities. I have watch lists for invites to an event. I have watch lists if I've called them, if I text them, or if I emailed them. So all of a sudden I can, as data grows, I have this easy way to pull it up. Because the other day I was like, oh, I want to see how many people I've invited to the event. And it was like 47 because I put them into a folder. Really a cool way to do it is this watch list. And then you could also thumbs up them on their page like this if you like. It's pretty slick.
Yes, the folder, folder static, they
Yeah.
live there indefinitely. Andrea is in my May recruit and invite to mastermind list, which I can get to a couple of ways. And when I get to recruit below the liked agents, the agents that I have invited to a mastermind are the 101 all seen here.
I love it. I love it how you have agents I love. You can also have the agents I don't want, agents I don't like very much.
Yes, all of those sorts of things.
There's plenty of those. So very cool. We're at the time. I really appreciate you. We're going to be doing this every week. We're going to kind of ham and egg it back and forth, and bringing you something new every week, answering questions as well. And then more importantly, if you're stuck, if you're at a place to where you just can't figure it out, Elena's here for us. She's committed to us. She's here for us. Can you give her your contact information, whatever the best way you'd like to be reached, and put it in chat for the people that are here and watching later, please?
Absolutely. So my email is elena@courted.io. My phone number is right there. You can text me. Randy and I text often. I think he'll let you know that I'm responsive. And then here is the link to the Inman review.
That's
if you guys
awesome.
would like to take a look at that as well, I think it's definitely worth at least reading through.
Yeah, thank you.
So we really appreciate our partnership with Randy, EXP, all of you. Thank you for the time. I know you could be taking the day off, but you guys are all superstars, and that's why you're on the call.
We just want to be the biggest. We just want to be the biggest group of your whole company. That's all. We're all
Perfect.
goal oriented. It's all good. But really appreciate you. You are very, very easy to reach and very responsive. So don't abuse that. But you guys have her cell number. You have her email. I mean, you're being supported, right? So if you run into challenges and stuff, reach out to either one of us. We're here to help you. And I'm really, really just impressed by what we've got started here.
You guys are making great progress. So thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to keeping it going. And as always, in between Mondays, text me, call me, email me, and we'll hop on live.
Appreciate you. Thank you for all you do. Thanks for the friendship. And we're excited to really make 2025 look totally different.
As am I.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Thank you for being here. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. We'll see you soon. Welcome to Courted by Track Boss. All right.
Bye, everyone.